once a school sign up with us, we will provide them a website like this, and the website name can actually look like the name of the school, right? Name of the school.com/login, something like that. It is possible, and we can change this logo and the website name, right? All these things can be replaced to match the school details. And I'm going to log in as an administrator. In case of school, the administrator can be a principal, or right, the person who has all the access. And there are different things you can do, right? On the left side, if you expand the left side, there is a courses menu, and this is where um, schools can manage the courses, see the list of courses, or create a new course, right? All these things can be done from here. And under students, they can see this option, all students, or they can add a new student. The student management can be done by the school themselves from this particular page. And then teacher management can be done from here. You can see the list of teachers, or you can add a new teacher. All these things can be done. And groups are nothing but basically generally what we do is, or what school are going to do is, they will create separate courses, physics, chemistry, right, or engineering, electronics, communication. They will create separate courses, and then they would be enrolling students to that course. So either they can enroll a single student, or they can enroll a complete classroom, right? So groups are nothing but a number of students together. You can create groups. It can be a student group, or it can be a teachers group, and a group can contain any number of people, and you can enroll a group to the course rather than enrolling a single member to the course. So those things are possible. And then we have a reports option. This is where you can see the student reports or the teacher reports, right? How many marks they have achieved, or the assignment that they have finished, the ones which they didn't finish, then which courses they have completed, which courses they didn't, right? All those reports are visible in this page. And then there is something called organization. This is the place where, let's say, some schools may want to manage a multiple school login, right? It actually support a multiple school login. So we will add the schools for them, right? Just like Edudoor is one school, and then we can add one more school, and this has to be done from our side. And then the schools can customize their logos, right? One school, right? If they click on the settings button, every school can have their own name and their own logo. So the respective people who log into this website, they would see a different logo and different name, depends on the one who log in, right? Whichever school they belong to, they will see the website look like that school's website, right? So these are different options available for schools admin. This is a admin login. Even a teacher will also have the same login. Teacher will not be able to manage the organizations, except that everything else an admin can do, teacher can also do. And under courses, we have this option. If you click on all courses, you can see the list of courses. So when it's in school, there would be a lots of courses, right? Physics for class 10, physics for class 9, right? Chemistry, all their subject, they can add the engineering subjects, or whatever subjects that they are taking, they can create the courses. So they can just click on this button to create a new course, and they can give the course name, and then they can specify the number of module. Let's say 4 module are nothing but chapters. One course contain multiple chapters, and then we can specify the modules one by one, the name of the module. Let's say first you want to create a chapter called introduction, then algebra, differentiation, integration, right? I mean, it just right. If you want to add multiple more chapters, just clicking this add module button, and then you can add more chapters, and let's say final assignment, right? You can add a number of chapters, and when you are done with it, just click on the save button, and that's it, the course got created. So it is as simple as that. And that is one thing we always focus it. For schools, it's very easy to handle things. For teachers to create a course, or to add a content. And now we want to start adding some content into the course. So first of all, this is the course that we just created, mathematics. I just go to that particular course called mathematics, and from there I'm going to add a lot of content in here, right? Under introduction I can add, right? Under every module you will find a plus button that is for adding a more content into this particular module. So you can create a page. It's nothing but an HTML page. It can be a very good looking HTML page. I will show you the page in detail. And then it can be an assignment, or it can be a quiz. Assignment is nothing but a teacher want to create a task for the student, and then the student can submit the task from his login to the teacher, and then the teacher can manually evaluate the answer, provide the grade. So that's what assignment is. It is like a task that teacher want student to solve. Quiz is nothing but it's a number of objective type multiple choice questions that teacher would create, and a teacher can actually mark which answer is right and which answer is wrong at the time of quiz creation. And then a student would be able to see this quiz, and they can take the quiz. Teacher can mark, uh, the teacher does not need to evaluate a quiz. It is automatically evaluated, because at the time of quiz creation teacher would have mentioned what is the right answer. So based on that it would be automatically evaluated. And these are different content you can create inside one chapter. And if you want to quickly delete a chapter, there's a delete button. If you click on the delete button, and then if you click on yes, then what happens is the chapter get deleted along with all its content, right? The chapter is gone along with all the content. Of course we didn't have any content right now, but yeah, if you had it, all get deleted. And if you quickly want to add one more module, you can just click on this button, add module. Then you can name the module. Let's say I want to add the module back. This is what I can do. I can just click on this button and add the new module. And any new module that you get created, it would be below. And you can just scroll it and move it up. It's up to you. You can just drag and drop to change the position, and the position get changed. And then we have a start live classroom button. If teacher click on this button, then what happens is a classroom would begin, right? I'm going to click on this button. Then what actually happens is a live classroom will begin. Student can also join this classroom, and they both can collaborate and take the classes. So this is a classroom, yeah, browser based classroom. And all they need to do is just click on the join button, and then it would start, right? So there are different options such as video sharing. You can turn on your video or turn off the video. You can mute or unmute, and you can share your screen. A teacher can actually share a screen. I will actually show you this meeting after some time, right? We will just finish off the courses related things, and I will come back. Let me go back to yeah, let me go back to the course. And yeah, this is the course which will look like to a teacher. And uh, on the right side of the join classroom there are two options. You can take the backup of a course, or you can delete a course. Backup course, actually it allow teacher or an admin to take backup of a course, and they can later restore that backup into a different course, right? All these things are possible. And if they want to delete a course, they can just select this option, delete course. So they must enter the course name again, then only it would get deleted. Because if if a teacher accidentally click on the delete button, right, it should never happen. So due to that reason we just made it a challenge. After clicking the delete course button, they must enter the name of the course completely here, then only they can delete it. And you can add student into the course just by clicking this plus button. Assume there are already some student registered, added into this website, and we do that for the schools. Actually our plan is, when a school sign up with us, they will provide us all the details, an Excel sheet that contains student details, teacher details, and the classroom, how many classroom they have, And what we do is we will just create all the classroom, all the teacher login, all student login. They can log in and they can start. So for them it would be more easy because we set up everything for them. And this is how they can add student to a course. They can just click on this plus button. Either they can add an individual student or they can add a classroom. Group is nothing but a group of students. You can choose the group. Right now I do not have any group. If there is a group, that option would come here. Then automatically the entire batch get added into this particular course rather than a single student. That is also possible. And you can easily rename the course. A teacher or an admin can do that. They can easily rename the course, or a module they can rename, right? It's up to them. Quite easily they can do the renaming of the courses. And yeah, if there are multiple assignment and they want to see the consolidated list of assignment, they can just click on the button and all the assignment will show in one page. And right now we can create assignment in separate modules, and the consolidated list can be visible if you click on this link. All right, so these are different options in the main page, and we will start adding content to the course. I'm going to add some content into this course, mathematics part 1. Click on the plus button next to the module where you want to add the content. Select the option page. So I'm going to create a page. You can give some name to the page. So pages are nothing but some articles that or article or notes, right? Something that teachers are writing for students to read and learn. Right, that's what means by pages. And the pages can be beautifully looking. It can contain images, videos. It can contain, right, you can make headings bold, right? All these options are available. Italics, underline, right? Then block code, x square x2. So let's say you want to write some equation, you can just square or subscript. You can do these kind of things. Then headings, backcode or code, right? You can choose the text. I will just show you. This is like a word editor, right? I'm going to add some heading. So assume a teacher is going to write some content, and this is the heading, and you can easily change the position, right? So I'm just keeping that in the middle, and then you can start writing something. Okay, so I want to make it bold, or I want to make it italics or underline, right? It's up to the teachers, and they can also put it together inside a code block, something like this, right? That is also possible. And let's say the mathematical teachers want to write some equation, right? A plus b multiplied by minus b. I'm just writing something, all right? Equal to a square minus b square. So you can make this square superscript, right? So these kind of things are possible. And then yeah, log 10. Okay, log 10 base to 10 or something like that. You can just make it to the subscript, right? You can just write, it can be, and you want to put it together inside a code block, or maybe a block code, something like this, right? These things are possible. And change the size of the letters, and by default it is 16. You want to make it 18 or make it bigger, or you want to create a list, right? You want to create a list. The list can be either a numbered list or it can be dotted list. You can just do that, or you can make it a numbered list, right? All these things are possible, and many other things. You can change the color. You can change the color of the text, right? Of the text and the background, right? All these things are possible. And if you want to add an external link, right? For example, click here to go to google.com or something like that. You can just link it to an external website, so that when somebody click on the link, it will take them to that website. Right? So it would become a link, right? And that will take them to the google.com website, that URL. And if they want to embed a video, let's say I have a YouTube video, or take some sample YouTube video, and you want to embed that video inside our page so that they can play it within the page. So those things are also possible. Yeah. I'm just taking some sample page, and I'm going to embed that link over here. It can be any link, not just YouTube. It can be any link, and you can actually specify the size of the frame that you want. Let's say I want a 400 by 600 frame to be inserted. You can mention that. Then in that size, okay, I think I just pressed the back button. Okay, yeah, no problem. Let me do it again. I'm going to add as an external link here. I can specify the size of the frame over here, 400 by 600 or something like that. Then that frame would appear here, and without having to go to YouTube, you can just play the video from here itself, and you can see the size. You can adjust the size to match the video size, right? All those things can be done. And if you want to add some emojis, that is also supported, right? These are emojis that I'm adding. And then you want to insert an image. Let's say I'm going to insert this Google logo into this page. That is also possible. Just paste the link, and over here you can specify what is the size that you want to specify, right? Size of the image. Automatically the image get resized to according to fit in the page, and you can easily move the image where you want to place it by clicking this button, left, center, or right. You can do that. And then you want to make it small, right? You can click on the remove button. Then there is undo and redo options available, right? This is undo and this is redo. And now click on the save button, and the page got created. So now you added the first page into your course Algebra Bro. I mean, Algebra Bro is a chapter under the course Mathematics Part 1. And now let's say similar, and I will show you the page that I just created. And when student open the page, this is how the page will look like. The page can be very beautifully looking, right? We can just do right, make the page look very good. We can even help schools. If schools, we can ask those schools to create the content. Generally that's what they do. They would be creating the content, and we will help them to make the content look beautiful, right? We provide the help for free. That is also something we support. And we want to add an assignment. Okay, and one more thing that you would really love, you can, after creating a page, a teacher can edit anything anytime. Always a teacher can edit the pages, the module names, or they can restructure the course the way they want to, whenever they want to. And yeah, I'm going to also write it. It support all the character set. Let's say you want to write it in Hindi, or you want to write it in a different language, that is possible, right? I'm going to copy some Hindi words in here. So the character, every character sets are supported. All Indian languages or even foreign languages also, everything is supported here. And alpha, beta, gamma, right? The Roman letters, everything. Yeah, these are all Roman letters, right? The mathematics, different topics would need them, and even the resizing of them, just like how I had done it for the English. All the same options are available for that also, right? It can be customized in the way that you want to. Okay, so everything, all kind of sine theta, cos theta, or all the characters, everything is supported. Right now, there is no direct insert option in the editor itself, but actually that is something we are going to add. Also directly they can select alpha, beta, the most popular character sets, right? Alpha, beta, gamma, or theta, pi, these kind of things. We will just allow them to insert from here itself. So that would be easier for schools. And yeah, that's something we'll do. So that's how you create a page, and we can then create an assignment. I'm going to create an assignment. Click on this plus button and assignment. Assignments are nothing but teacher are giving a question to the student, and students can now take that question, and it can be they can submit some proof to the teacher. So it can be an essay writing that teacher expect from the student, or teacher want a student to do something and uh, then give a proof. It can be a file upload, or it can be a website URL that student can paste here. So a teacher would give the problem here, teacher would describe the problem here, and then when student later student can do this work, and they can submit some proof to the teacher, and a teacher can then grade the submission. So what is the maximum mark student can achieve, teacher can set it here, and how a student can submit it. So student can either submit it offline, or they can submit it online. And text entry means that, let's say teacher expect some writing from the student. A student can type something and then submit. Or file upload means student can upload a file which is nothing but a proof that he did something, or a solution of the problem that he upload as a file, right? Student can upload a file, or it can be a website URL or a media recording. These many options are there for students for submitting the assignment, and student will do the submission later after they finished the assignment. And then teacher can set a due date. Student must complete the assignment by this particular date. This is their due date, but actually the student can submit even after the due date, but it would be marked as a due submission, right? So available until is nothing but, it's not the due date actually, but the due date is here. But even after the due date, until this date, the assignment would be available to student. Student can submit it. The student is allowed to submit until this particular date, like a due submission. So click on save button, and then what happens is the assignment get created, and now student would be able to view this assignment from his login. I will show the student login later. And similarly, just like assignment, you can create a quiz. Quiz is nothing but objective type questions and multiple choice answers. So I just click on this quiz button, create quiz button. Then what actually happens is it would open a page where you can specify the quiz, right? Quiz 10 questions. Just put some description about the quiz. And if you come down, there are different options, right? Shuffle the answers, then time limit. Every question should be answered within 1 minute, or whatever time that you specify here. Within that time, the question must be answered. Then show one question at a time, right? Then a student how to answer first question, then the next question would show. That's what this check option would mean. And log the questions after answering. After they can attempt only once, and they cannot reattempt. They have to first complete the quiz. That's what I mean by log questions. After only those questions which student answered, they cannot edit it. Then allow multiple attempts. What that means is a student can actually, even after they completed the quiz, they can take the quiz again until they achieve the highest mark, right? And you can specify up to 3 times student can take the quiz. And if the student want to take a quiz, first they need an access code. So for dynamic quizzes, this is useful. Until they have the code, they cannot open the quiz. And let students see their quiz responses. Yeah, right. It's obvious, right? Whatever questions they answered, they should be able to see it. So yeah, should we let students see the correct answers? Right, all these things are possible, and you can specify. Okay, and you can specify a due date, just like you set due date for the assignment. Here also you can set a due date and a start date and end date, just like we have seen, right? You can do the same things, and then you can start adding the questions from here. Click on questions and you can start adding the question. Every question can have a two or multiple, right? One or multiple answers. Actually, two or more answers. Default, there are 4 boxes that teacher will see. So teacher would put 4 answers. Or if she want only 2 answers, let's say true or false, in that case, she can delete it just by clicking this button. The extra answers get deleted. So by default, it would be 4 answers. And yeah, a teacher can actually add more answers by just clicking this button called add answer. Then one more answer get added. And teacher here itself, teacher can select which one are right. Right, teacher can select one or multiple answers to be right, so that later when student take this quiz, automatically it will get marked as it will be evaluated based on teacher's choice. So this is the first question, and I'm going to go to the second question. You can click on this button to add next question. Click on the button to add question, then you can just add the next question. And again, assume I want to add only 2 answers. It is a true or false question. In that case, you can do this. There are only 2 choices, true or false. So you can just I mean, it's up to you, right? How many choice of answers you want and which one is correct, you can mark it, and then click on the save button, and that's it. The quiz got saved. Quiz got saved, and now it would be available to the student. Student can log in and they can take the quiz. So these are different content you can create inside a page, right? It can be a syllabus, right? Sometimes they want to add a syllabus. They can add a syllabus as a page, and they can write down the syllabus inside the page. That is possible, and right, many other options. And this is how we can enroll a student to this course. I'm going to do that. There's a student named Basil, and I'm not sure if I know the password. I'm going to enroll this student into the course just by clicking the save button. Now I can log in as a student and I can manage the course. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to log in as a student from a different browser tab. Okay, I don't know the password. Let me create a new user, right? Student can self-register on the website, but they will not get any access until teacher has enrolled them. But generally, the schools does not have to do any of these things because we set up everything initially for them. They will give us the list of students, give us the list of teachers, give us the list of classrooms and everything. We create everything for them. They can start logging and use it. They don't have any worry about the onboarding of students or anything. We take care of that. So I'm going to but it is possible that a student can self-register, or a teacher can create a student from here login. So this is a teacher login. A teacher can or an admin. This is an admin login. An admin can create a teacher by clicking this button. from here login, and a teacher can also get created from here. So they can do it themselves. If they are, let's say they are hiring a new teacher and they don't need us to do it for them, they can do it themselves. Okay, so I'm going to register as a new student in the website. The username is Basil X and the password something I had given. I'll say Basil123 or something. So click on register button, and the student right after he registered, he will not see anything on his page. He don't have access on any courses, right? And nothing he will see. He won't see any courses. The course is empty because the student is not added to any course. So you can do that. You can actually add a student to a course by doing this. Go to the particular course where you want to add the student, click on this plus button, and then you can select the student that you want to add, and click on save button, and that's it. Now the student got added into the course. Or you can also do this, you can create a student group. Generally that's what teachers would do. Again, every classroom by default it would be a group. So I'm going to create one classroom, class, or you can say batch 2019 science. So 2019 science batch, and there are a number of people. You can just select all of them, then click on the save button. Then what happens is a batch got created called batch 2019 science, and the batch contains these many members. And now I want to add this batch into the course. So you will go to the course and then open the course. You can add the batch instead of adding an individual student. Then automatically every student would be able to see the course and all its content. Right now I am choosing a batch, an entire batch to a particular course. So that is also possible. And then reports, right? So before I go to the report, let me show you the student login. So now I already enroll this particular student to the course. Now the student refresh his browser. Student already have access to the course now. Then student can actually see the course, right? In the dashboard itself, right after the student. Let me again log out and log in as a student. Basil X is the student name and some password. Student is logging in, and the student can actually see the course, open the course. They can see all the content. They can open the assignment, and they have these different options: text entry. They can write an essay and submit to a teacher, or they can copy paste a website URL and submit to teacher, or they can upload a file, right, showing the proof of assignment, and then they can submit that to a teacher. And once it is submitted, I'm writing some text and submitting it. Once it is submitted, then a teacher would be able to see all the submission. But right now, actually, it's not showing up. But that's because it is under beta. We haven't. It's already there. Generally, when a teacher open it, she can see the list of submissions down here, and then she can grade it. She can look into the file that they uploaded, or they can teacher can see the essay that they have written, and based on their effort teacher can provide a grade out of 10, right? Out 10 is the maximum mark teacher earlier selected at the time of assignment creation. So out of 10 teacher can give a grade, and that is how assignments are evaluated. They are manually evaluated. And student, if they open a quiz right now, this there is a problem. The problem is also fixed. Actually the quiz will work right now, but that it is not available on this particular website. When generally when student click on this final quiz, it would open the quiz, and maybe I will show you one screenshot how exactly the quiz look like. Okay, I have a screenshot somewhere. I don't know the name of the file. Yeah, let me one second. Yeah, this is it. This is how the quiz pages will look like. If you select one by one answers, so it will first ask for the question one. They have to select the question one and then click on save button, go to the next page. That's how it will look like. All right. Yeah, and cues are automatically evaluated and it will automatically appear under student report. Student does not need to do anything. Okay, so these are the options available on the students page, and actually the student page look very simple, if you may have already noticed. There is no edit buttons, there is no right. Student cannot edit a course. He can of course take the assignment or a quiz, or he can read an article, read a page created by the teacher. All these things can be done. A student can do that, but a student cannot do any kind of editing. They cannot edit the module name or delete a module, right? Adding content, none of these things student cannot do, only teacher can. A student page is quite simple, and they don't even see the classroom button until the teacher class started the classroom. Let's say teacher is clicking this button from here login. This is a teacher login. I'm going to click on start classroom button. Then a classroom would begin, and then only this join classroom option. So right now a classroom has begun, and now only this if the student on the right side top, a student would see an option to join classroom. The page is being refreshed. Yeah, the join classroom button has appeared. That's because the teacher had already started the classroom. So until teacher start the classroom, this button will be invisible to the students. Student can click on this button and they can join the classroom. So right now that is me, teacher and a student both. It's me, right? And teacher can actually teacher can here on the left side down, teacher can see the list of students, the participants, and there is a screen sharing option. A video I can turn on or turn off. You can make it a full window. That is also possible, right? All these options are available, and there is a chat option. Students, it's a group chat, right? Everyone in the classroom can interact on the chat. So maybe the student don't want to interrupt the teacher and ask a quick question. All these things can be done from here, and teacher can share his her screen. It can be the entire screen or it can be a particular window. So I'm going to share a particular window, or it can be an entire classroom also, entire screen also. That means whatever teacher do, student can see. But sometimes teacher want to see only a whiteboard that is installed on her laptop, right? Right now I have installed some open board. This is not a LMS feature. This is a whiteboard that I installed on my laptop. And let's say it is nothing but it is easier for, it's a free software. Teachers can install it and they can write something right on the screen using their mouse, and they can share this particular screen. So let me do that. A teacher is going to share that particular screen. She can choose that particular application that she want to share. So then it would get shared to the student, and this is how now it will look like. All the student video will come down, or just double click on the screen and it would get maximized or minimized, or there's a button here, it would get full screen. All these things are possible. uh, yeah yeah, all these things are possible. Then yeah, the student list can be seen here, and chats, these many options are available. Okay, so let us go back. And the classroom very is actually very easy for students and teachers also, right? They just need to do 2 clicks, right? Go to the course, then click on start live classroom. Then it would ask for the permission, the name of the teacher or the joining. Just click on the join button. Automatically, the name will appear here. If you want to change it, you can change it, and then click on join button, and that's it. The class immediately starts. So this is easier one. Actually, not only the meeting, everything is easy in our platform, right? Uh, Try to compare it with Google Classroom or Microsoft Events. These are some of our competitors, and believe me, their GUI is very difficult for. They have lots of features. They have all the features that we have, and they have even extra features also. But the truth is that most of the features no schools are using because they are not able to understand what it is, right? Even teachers have trouble understanding them. So think about students understanding them. So uh, our platform is designed in such a way that everything is reachable in 2 clicks. Let's say teacher want to create a course. All she does is click on create course button and then give the list of module, click on save button, and course got created. You want to create an assignment, go to the course, then click on the plus button, select the assignment, then fill in the description, and then click on save button. Assignment got created. So the default dates it would take, and if she want to change it, she can change it. So everything is reachable to teachers and students just in 1 or 2 clicks, right? They will understand the complete platform and the UI within 2-3 days. That is not the case with other platforms. Believe me, all LMS platform which I have seen, they are very complex. So that is one advantage that Edudoor have, and also the price wise it's cheap, right? We can compete them on the price. We actually it cost 4 times less. Edudoor cost 4 times less compared to Google Classroom or Microsoft Event, and we provide everything under one roof. Live room is also available, which is not there in Google Classroom. So everything that students and teachers need, we provide them under one roof, and we keep on adding more and more features. Actually, our software is developed in such a way that it can be changed very easily. We keep on changing. We are currently working on some parents login feature, attendance, automated attendance feature, then improving the student report. Already we have some reports. Student report can be seen from here. Teacher can go here and they can see the reports, which are the courses student is taking and what are the grades that they have achieved, right? All these things are visible from here in the student report. For every student report you can see from here, right? There's a search button for students too. And all these things are possible. And um, we keep on adding lots of features in the reports. We are actually tracking student every activities. Even if they are reading a page for 5 minutes, we will just mention how much time they spend on the page. That also we are going to track, and we are actually going to create a automated story about a student. On this particular day he spent this much time on the LMS, and this much time he attended in the right, he was there in the classroom, and he read this page, and he spent on this particular page this much time. This course he spent this much time. So we can create a long story, automated story, and the teachers can see all student activities and easily understand which course they had completed very well, which course they are weak at, right? We keep on adding more and more reports into this particular page, so everything would become trackable to an admin or a teacher. And that is also something we are doing, and we are keeping on improving more and more reports. And there are some other features. During the classroom, teacher can ask a question to a student, and student should answer it in a pop-up. So like sometimes teacher quickly want to take a feedback from student during the class. So those features are also coming up, and we are also planning to build. That would take more time. It would take some the remaining features which I have been talking about. It won't take much time, maybe 2-3 months it would be ready. And other features which I talked about, the book library or course library. Basically we will create a number of courses ourselves, and we can let schools take the courses. It's free courses. And similarly we will also create lots of books, book library, any student can read the book or download the book. All those things can be done. That's also something being in the plan. That would be the next thing. So whatever features we are adding to the LMS, the schools can update it themselves. They can just, there would be an update button that would appear on the admin login. They just need to click on that update button. Automatically they will see all the latest features that we are developing. So this is actually a software that is not built completely. This is a software which we will never stop building. We keep on adding more and more features, and we will make all the features available to the schools and teachers and students. So this is what we have right now, and more options such as questions, answers are also coming. There are a few other things that we are already in the queue. Parents login, attendance, assessment, exam. So we will let teachers create an exam and conduct an exam. An exam can contain a number of questions. It can be either multiple choice or it can be assignment type questions, right? Just a number of questions together. They will take an assessment, and students can take the assessment. Teacher can then later grade them. That is also something which we are doing right now, and that would also be available within 1 or 2 months. And we will make it available to whatever features that we are developing. We will make it available to the schools free. Some of them, right? So, if it is a very complex one and it would cost us some money, in that case we might be charging a small amount to schools extra. Otherwise, every other features would be free for them. And some this is also something we are looking into. Some content would become invisible to student. Teacher can make the content invisible to student and make it visible later, right? Sometimes first module, only one module would be visible to student, and when the teacher start the next module, at that time she will make the second module visible. So those kind of invisibility or scheduling can be done. So these are a few things that we are currently looking into, and these features would actually come soon. And books library and course library would also come this year. And right, then email ID is also something that we are planning to give. But I don't know if it will be free or not. But yeah, that would be up to the schools. If they want any paid features, they can buy it. But generally, we are not planning to put any paid features, except if it is something that would cost us. Right? So that is an overall overview about the LMS. And